welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a new video and I am so excited for today's video. Today we're just gonna have a conversation. I'm just gonna talk to you guys a little bit about what God has been really teaching me in this season. Obviously I moved, I'm trying not to say obviously anymore guys, so I moved to Italy and I'm here by myself. I'm here for a few months, and it's really cool how when you're in a new season and you're uncomfortable, you don't have that many friends, and you're trying to make friends, like you're just in an uncomfortable season, you know, you're not in a known place. It's really cool how God can teach you so much more than when you're comfortable. So God has just been teaching me so much. He's been revealing so much to me, and I'm just really excited to share with you guys more on that. Things have been a little crazy lately. If you don't know, you're gonna find out. And yeah, so I'm really excited to share with you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and let's get right into it. So before we get into it, I know you guys already know this, but coronavirus is running freaking rampant. Like, it is not playing with us, at least with me, okay? It's crazy because out of all the places that coronavirus can be running rampant right now, it's right where I live. We have, last time I checked, we had like 290 cases or something. I think like 11 deaths, and I'm just like, Jesus, why here? Why here? This is my first time here and this is what I get. But anyway, I mean, I'm fine. Everything is fine. People are going a little crazy, but I don't know. Honestly, I should stay home more, but I really go crazy when I'm home all the time. Like, I'm a homebody. So being home, but I need an outing. Like, I need to go grocery shopping. I need to hang out with a friend. Like, I need to do something because my brain just doesn't work when I stay home all day. I get a headache. So I've kind of been still going out and like doing stuff. Like, I went grocery shopping the day before yesterday. Yesterday I hung out with some friends. We went to IKEA. The thing is that it's kind of like, bro, there's nobody outside because they're scared of getting coronavirus. So if there's nobody outside, I have nothing to worry about because I'm not gonna get coronavirus if I don't see people. So I don't know. Anyway, stores are still open, so it's obviously not that bad. But yeah, I'm trying not to get coronavirus. I have this mask that I wear, and they say it doesn't work. Oh my God, wait. So there's this specific mask that actually like doesn't let air in or something, and it actually will stop coronavirus, like for you from getting coronavirus. And one of my friend's moms texts her like, mask at 95, available on Amazon, buy it babe. So she's telling her like, buy that mask, and then like 2 minutes later she's like, don't buy it, it's coming from China. So literally the mask that we need so that we don't get it, it's coming from the place where coronavirus originates. Like, you can keep your mask, honey, you can keep it, it's fine, I'm good. So let's get into the real tea of this video, because when I planned to do this video, coronavirus wasn't a thing here. So anyway, so one of the things that I feel like God has been teaching me in this season is that, and I talked about this on my Instagram, is that alone doesn't mean lonely. And I remember when I first got here, I felt so lonely because I was alone, and I would come in my room and I would literally bawl my eyes out, and I'm just like, Roseli, like, I felt like I was being ungrateful. I felt like, what the hell, like, you're in this place where like you've dreamed of being for so long, and now you're sitting in your room crying. Like, what is wrong with you? At first, I really felt kind of bad, like, telling my mom, like, I would cry and stuff, because it's like, damn, like, you know, she really wants me to be here. She sacrificed so much for me to be here, and now I'm sitting in my room crying. Like, what? You know, so, but I think that through that, God showed me that I feel like I was using a lot of my relationships, my friendships, my family, which is amazing. Family is awesome, friends are awesome, and I'm so grateful for my family and my friends, but I was really using that to fill a void in me. And in this season, I've been learning that God has to be enough for me. If I have nothing at all, and I just have Jesus, is that enough? And that's a question that I feel like God was asking me, like, am I enough for you? If it's just you and me, are you content? And the answer was, no, I'm not content. Like, I'm not. I feel lonely, I feel broken, I feel like I need something to fill me. God's grace is just so amazing. And I feel like even in this state, like wherever we are, like God takes us and he embraces us, you know. So I feel like in this season, he's really embraced me, and I've been learning that he is enough for me. And I've been just learning to sit in his presence and just be filled by him. Like I don't need anything but God. Everything else is an add-on, you know. Like every relationship that I have is an add-on. Everything is an add-on. Like the fact that I'm here is an add-on, but Jesus is enough for me, you know. And obviously we all struggle with that. Like I struggle with that even now, but I think that because I became so aware that like Jesus was not truly enough for me, even if I said it wasn't the truth, you know. So I feel like that's one of the things that God has revealed to me, is that alone does not mean lonely. You may be alone in this season, you may be alone wherever you are, but you're not lonely because the Spirit of God lives in you. And God truly wants a relationship with us. Like he doesn't just want us to go to church. He doesn't just want us to have these traditions and because our parents told us to do it. Forget that. Like let's really seek God in a true and honest way, because when we do that, we find him. Like when you seek God, like you will find him, and he's so faithful and he's so real. And honestly, he's so good, and it's just insane. Like I feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over, but God is just so good. And another thing that I feel like this week God kind of revealed to me is that, you know, so often we can feel like the grass is greener on the other side, you know, like, you know, their life, oh my God, like they're living their best life. And like obviously like right now, because I'm here in Europe, like doing all these things, I'm like, God, oh my God, yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's awesome, it's great, I love it, it's awesome, you know, other than coronavirus, because godly. But you know, it's great. But I think that sometimes people only see this highlight reel, you know, and I only see this highlight reel of other people. And we can start to compare ourselves, like our lives to their lives, like well, the trips we take to their trips, like this and that. And it's just like, man, if we took half that energy and focused it on staying in our lane, minding our freaking business, and obviously I'm talking to myself, honestly, like if I focus my time in staying in my lane, minding my business, doing the purpose that God has for me and just walking in it, how different would my world be? How different would our world be if instead of looking at each other to see how much better or worse their life is or what they're doing is, how much further would we be? You know, how much less hate would there be in the world? And I've just been thinking about that and kind of really catching myself whenever I like look at somebody else's life and like compare it to mine. You know, like comparison is like really the thief of joy. Like I really need to check myself when it comes to comparison, and that's what I've been doing lately, like really being aware of every single time that I compare myself, and it's like no. And I think that even when it comes to your life being better, right, like I think sometimes we use comparison as a way, as a means of making ourselves feel better about ourselves, right? Like, oh, I mean, like they're this and I guess I'm doing pretty good, you know. And that's still comparison, and it's still not okay, you know, because everybody has a different purpose, but all of our purposes are just as valuable, you know. And like we can't compare, the Bible talks about this, right? Like we can't compare the hand to the foot, the eye to the mouth. It all does different things, right? The mouth is important because you got to eat, honey, but then the eyes are just as important. You got to see, you know. So it's so important not to compare like our one person's purpose to another person's purpose. Don't compare your purpose to anybody else, because God is giving you something just for a reason, and it's just as important as anybody else's. So that's just something that I feel like God has been teaching me and just growing me in. And I think that because of so much social media, we can really struggle with that, you know. And if we just focus on watering our grass and not looking at anybody else's grass, then our grass will be real green, okay?
You love me as you find me.
Praise break. Okay, so So another thing that I think this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about because this video is getting really long, but something else that God has really been showing me is that sometimes we're so caught up with, like, I feel like as Christians especially, we really want to know, like, our purpose, like our God-given purpose, like what is my purpose in life, you know? And you don't always know that. I'm not too sure, you know. I know what the purpose I need to do right now is, but my life's goal, like I don't really know, you know. And I think we can get so caught up wanting to know that, and we're feeling lost, right? But the reality is that, like, you know, God isn't gonna show us the whole staircase. And you know, my type A's, I'm a type A, like I'm very controlling, so the Lord knows that, and it's really difficult for me to give him over control. But you know, I want to know I want to see the whole staircase, Lord. I want to know every step, the dates, you know, everything. But the reality is that, like, I have to ask myself, you know, how can I serve and honor the purpose that God has given me today? Not in 10 years, not in 20 years, not when I have a today. Like, how can I just live it out today, right? And like at the end of the day, like, our purpose on this earth is to honor and glorify God. It's to make disciples. It's to spread the gospel, you know. So like, how can I do that today? How can I be a steward of what God has given me right now? Because it can be very overwhelming to want to take 20 steps before you've taken one, you know. So I think I've just been learning to really just look at what's in front of me and what's the best thing that I can do right now to honor God and to serve God in the best way I can. So that's just a question I've been asking myself, because I think sometimes when we don't feel in control, it's stressful. It's like, wait, but like I need to know everything, right? And I'm like that, but it's like, okay, God, I'm trying to give you control. Lord, help me. And how can I just serve you today? How can I serve you right now as I'm going to class, because sometimes we see purpose as like this huge thing, but sometimes purpose is speaking to that person who's in your class and just having a conversation. Sometimes purpose looks like stopping for a second and sitting in the presence of God. And sometimes purpose looks like actually being disciplined about reading your word every day. Sometimes purpose looks different to everyone, and it's important that we really find purpose in the small things that may be like mundane to other people, but like they're just as important. So yeah, I feel like I've talked a lot, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and just me opening up about what I feel like God has been teaching me in this season. It's really different to any season that I've ever been in before, but it's really cool to see how God works and how he just really shows himself every single time. Like, God didn't promise that it would be easy, but he did promise that he would just be with us, he would hold our hand, and he'd give us the strength and the endurance to just keep going even when it gets hard. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.